Hello, physics students, grade cohort. This is Mr. Sedita. Since you won't be seeing me until Thursday, I thought I'd give you a quick little video introducing me, or at least see who I am if you don't know already. But more importantly, I want to talk to you about what I want you to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because I'm asking a lot of you. Um, I'm going to show you how to do the video tutorials that I use throughout the year, even if we weren't in this hybrid situation, on how to learn new material. It basically involves printing out a note sheet or using Kami and then watching a video tutorial where I give the notes, you write them down, and you can go as fast or as slow as you want. And then eventually I want you to ask me some questions to clarify any misconceptions you might have or things you don't understand. And then we'll work on assignments in class or sometimes remotely, which will be the case for the first half of the week. So uh, the most important thing of all this, besides watching the tutorials, is to ask questions. So to message me through Schoology, or if I ask a question as part of a quiz, do so. Make them a good question so you can get insight, because this is how you're going to learn, and it's really, really important that you do a good job and be successful. It's not ideal, but it is pretty effective. I've used it for about 5 years now at the Regents level, the AP level, and students are generally positive about it. Even though my handwriting sucks, I don't have the most dynamic of voices, I just kind of low key, but you get the material, and I do a pretty good job of laying it out as logically and keep it as succinct as possible. So the next clip will show how to go through the steps from Schoology. You don't have to be on Schoology to do this, just follow along. And then one of your assignments for Monday will be to watch an actual tutorial based on metric conversion. So the focus will be physics skills. If I didn't mention already, I'm going to teach you 4 different skills that you rely heavily on math that you should have learned in your math courses previously. I just want to brush up on. So the first one will be, like I said, metric conversion. Then you'll have one on, I think the next one is powers of 10 in scientific notation. The third one will be on estimation, how to estimate quantities, which is not guessing. And then the last one, I think by Wednesday, will be how to solve equations algebraically with variables. So again, you should have learned these, but this is to help you to brush up on it and get some confidence. So good luck. Hi again, it's Mr. Sedita. Now I'm going to take you to the next stage and show you what you should see when you go to Schoology and you click on the grade cohort folder to see your first assignment. Well, actually, you've already done that, so I'm going to show you what you do when you do a tutorial, especially if you're not familiar with Kami, because that's my concern. That might be new for some of you. So obviously, you've already gone to the grade cohort folder if you're watching this video. So I'm going to click on the first assignment. So it has this little puzzle piece, which means it's a quiz, and it's a quiz just to show me that you've watched the video. I'm not going to ask you any difficult questions. In fact, I'm not going to ask you questions at all. I'll explain in a minute. So make sure you actually take the quiz so I can give you credit for it down the road. But if I click on the assignment, now your view is going to be different than mine, so bear with me here. The questions I'm going to ask in a quiz, which you can do afterwards, but I'm going to point them out now since I give first, is I'm going to ask you to give me 2 summary statements based on the concepts. So just again to give me some indication you actually watched it and it made sense. And then perhaps more important to me, ask me a question or 2 about the particular concept, in this case metric conversion. Okay, and I will answer that as soon as I can through Schoology, so hopefully you can get some clarification. Now in terms of the settings, right, what you will see is something like this. I give some sort of instructions. So the first instruction, the 0th instruction, is print out the note sheet or the Kami version. So what do I mean by that? Link below, I have a note sheet, a PDF. Now, at home, you might not be able to print this out. I understand it. If you can and you want to write on paper as you take notes, then by all means do so. And you can keep those papers in your binder and sort of make a book of notes. If, on the other hand, you cannot print out, then there is a Kami link. And if you click on that, it should take you to something like this. So if you're familiar with Kami, I don't have to go through it, but on this PDF, I can write on here with the screen. Now, if you're using your Chromebook, you can use your finger. I'm not on a Chromebook, so I'm going to use the clicker, or the mouse, I should say, Perhaps even better is you can get a stylus. You can order one. In fact, Mr. Pruzanowski and I are going to probably order some for all of you if you want a stylus instead of using your finger on a screen. But to use Kami, I can do one of two things. I can draw, and I can make the thickness whatever I want. I'm just going to go default, some color. And here I'm using my mouse, and I can write, start drawing. And with my mouse, it's not very easy. Okay, so it might be sloppy, but if you can read it for yourself when you're doing it, then do so. With a stylus, I gotta imagine it's a whole lot easier. And if I make a mistake, there is an eraser, so I'm going to erase this. I think I can erase it. I don't know why it's being flaky, but you get the idea. The alternative to drawing in Kami, and it might be bad, is put a text box in there. So if I put a text box, before, let me try that again. Okay, I can start typing in. The problem with text boxes is it gets a little bit difficult to do if you're showing work, equations, calculations, which a lot of the homework will be, and to a certain extent some of the notes. So you work out what is best for you in terms of that. I would guess on the Chromebook you would want to use a stylus if you have one, or your finger, but you'll have to play around with that. Again, the other option is you can print out the sheet and do it by pen and paper. Okay, so I believe that hits, oh yeah, let me go back, I forgot the most important thing. Now, the actual tutorial itself, you will see a link. This is to a YouTube channel that I have. So when you click on it, it should come up, it's embedded, so it should come up as a separate tab. And so here is my version of what it looks like. So basically, it's the note sheet all over again. I don't know how well you can hear that, but you're just hearing my disembodied voice walking you through it. In this particular tutorial, it's 13 minutes long. Okay, so take your time, write down obviously what I'm saying and what I write down there, but most importantly, pay attention and stop it when you need to digest something. Every once in a while, I might ask you to try some problems on your own, and I want you to pause it, try the problems, and then when you replay it or restart it, I will show you solutions. It's really important that you make mistakes and learn from those mistakes before you write in the right solutions. That way you get an idea of what you're getting and what you're not getting. And then I usually, not always, will assign separate problems. They might be done in class. That's the idea. The ideal, I should say, is you work on them in class so I can help you, but with the hybrid model, sometimes you're going to have to do the practice sets on your own, and you will then be asked to submit them, upload everything to Schoology. I will show you how to do things in terms of uploading if you haven't done, you may have done it last year, when I see you on Thursday. So I just want to go back to the folder and point out what's going on this week. So you have this video, which you're obviously watching in this one. I just showed you this assignment where we're looking at metric conversion. Then Tuesday, I put remote. That means you're expected to do it during the day. There is a new tutorial on estimation. Okay, so there's going to be a separate note sheet, a separate video on that. Then on the same day, once you watch that tutorial, because Tuesday is a B day, you have 2 periods of physics, you're going to work on a practice sheet where you you practice what you learned from the tutorial. So it's a set of problems, not a lot, and I put the answers there for you. If you have questions, you can always send me a message through Schoology, and I will answer it as soon as I can. Okay, Tuesday remote. Oh my gosh, there's another one. There's another tutorial, powers of 10. So because of the double period on Tuesday, you have, and this would all be done within an 80-minute stretch. This shouldn't take you that long because each tutorial is no more than 10-15 minutes. Okay, then come Wednesday, remote, you're going to do solving equations. You're going to then, as part of that, because this tutorial is not very long, you're going to do some practice, and what you don't finish will be homework. So that won't be due until Thursday, so I've tried to make that clear here. And then on Thursday, when you actually see me for the first time, I will show you how, to upload things if you don't know how to do that already, and there will be an assignment there, plus some activities we'll actually do in class. Okay, so I've said a lot. I know looking at this is overwhelming, or it might look overwhelming. It's not. It's really not as bad as it looks. We're trying to get 4 of these skills out of the way at the beginning part of the week. You've learned these things already. You just might need a little bit of brushing up on. And what you don't feel comfortable with still come Thursday, that's all right. I will tie up loose ends for you, help you out, and make sure you feel comfortable moving forward before we start getting into the physics stuff. Okay? So, again, good luck with the week. It's not the ideal way to start, and any questions, don't hesitate to ask me.